Hi there, students. To jettison as a verb. You can even have an uncountable noun, jettison, but it's not very common. Okay, so the real meaning of to jettison is to throw things out of an aeroplane or a hot air balloon or a ship or an aircraft to make it lighter. Yeah. So we had to jettison our picnic basket to make the hot air balloon lighter. The plane didn't have enough fuel, so we had to jettison all of our cargo. Yeah, so it's effectively to throw something overboard. Yeah, because you want to make it your thing lighter, but from that to jettison, to throw overboard, so many ships just jettison their waste into the sea. Yeah. What happens to the contents of the toilet on an aircraft? Well, I have a feeling they jettison the contents over the sea. Yeah. Okay, and then from that, more figuratively, we just use it to mean to get rid of something. Yeah, to get rid of something that's not wanted or something that's not needed. So I think we ought to jettison this old sofa. Yeah, so it's just a good word to say to get rid of something. Yeah, we had a brainstorming session and we kept the best ideas, but we jettisoned the rest of them. We got rid of them. Okay, so to jettison, to discard something that's no longer wanted. Yeah, to dump, to drop, to ditch, to discharge, to eject, to throw out, to get rid of. Yeah, so they put a parking scheme in place, but it just wasn't viable. And after several months, they jettisoned the plan. Yeah, so to reject a plan, to decide not to use it. Yeah, or you jettison something that's not needed. You just dump it overboard. Yeah, the company are going to jettison extra staff to decrease their expenses. Yeah, so to discard something, particularly as a burden. Yeah. So if you go for a picnic, you've probably got rubbish which you might want to jettison, but do it in a dustbin. Don't do it just fly pitching. Okay, so to jettison. When you're playing cards, yeah, you pick a card and you put it in here, and then you have to jettison or play one of the cards that you've got left. Okay, but the real meaning, to throw things overboard deliberately, to make a vessel lighter, or to improve its stability. Look at the phrase flotsam and jetsam. These are things floating around in the sea. Jetsam are things that have been thrown from a ship. Okay. So yes, we're going to keep the main elements of this, but we're going to jettison the rest of it. Yeah, I think we should jettison this idea because it's clearly just not working. Okay, so yeah, let's get rid of it and throw it away. Okay, so to jettison, a ship jettisoning wastes. Yeah, we ought to jettison this plan. We ought to get rid of it. It's probably a bit more informal. Let's jettison these old clothes because we can't even sell them. Yeah, so to chuck out, to cast aside, to throw away, to toss out. Yeah, to dump. Yeah, so the aircraft needed to jettison some fuel before it made an emergency landing. Okay, and that's the idea of to jettison, to eject, to get rid of. Okay, I mentioned it as a noun. So jettison as a noun, it's an uncountable noun talking about the ballast, particularly in a boat or a balloon, a hot air balloon. Yeah, you've got ballast, things to give you more lift, and that's actually called jettison. Yeah. Okay. Formality. To jettison. I think this is probably, I'm going to give it 5.5 informality. I think you could just about use it anywhere. Yeah, you could use it in an informal conversation. You might use something more informal like to chuck or to ditch. Yeah. Um, I think to jettison an idea, maybe slightly informal, maybe 4.5 informality. Yeah, but we ought to jettison this old furniture because it's just using up space. Yeah, I'm going to give it 5.5 informality, use it anywhere. And then as to origin, well, it clearly comes from the French word jeter, meaning to throw. Yeah, and that itself comes from Latin iacto. Yeah, alia iacta est, meaning to throw, to cast, to hurl. Okay, so yeah, we need to jettison the superfluous things in our lives. Enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Jettison.